miss
that.
this.
Look at the size.
Now we have number 2 over here.
Congratulations.
The private sector.
Private sector, yeah. I've got 4.
Wow.
It doesn't last at this age very long.
Wow.
Enjoy it. That's neat.
Yeah, we'll probably keep going.
Send them out, Jerry. Send them out.
Good morning. Please be seated. Just think of me as another injured basketball player. Congressman Rush, Congressman Jackson, Mr. Cedric Dempsey, the Executive Director of the NCAA, Richard Lapchick, who's with the Center for Sport and Society, to the young athletes who are here with us today, who have been recognized for their academic achievements and their personal heroism, as well as their achievements in athletics. We're all delighted to be here with our Secretary of Commerce, Bill Daley, and half the city of Chicago has come. With everybody from Chicago, please raise your hand, be recognized, stand up. That's good. As all of you know, the First Lady is from Chicago, and it's sort of become my adopted big city. And around here, we like it when the Bulls are doing well, which means that no matter what's in the newspaper in Washington every day, I can nearly always find some reason to be happy. And believe me, some days we need it more than others. On behalf of all of us here and people around the nation, I want to congratulate Jerry Reisdorf, Phil Jackson, and the entire team on winning the 1996 championship and on winning 4 of the last 6 championships. The 96 championship was the first one captured at the United Center, and I had that in mind when we picked it for the site of the Democratic National Convention last summer. We wanted the home court advantage. I think we got it. Last year, the Bulls had a record of 72-10, and I checked this morning. I think it's 63-9 now. I'd say that's pretty good. The individual Bulls stars are well known to America, all of them. But I'd like to point out that this is a team that plays great defense as well as great offense, and a team with a great sense of teamwork. A team that plays together and works together and tries to win together. It seems to me that that's something that we'd all do well to remember. That's one of the things I like about the city of Chicago. Whenever I go there, I think that it's a city that tends to work because it works together. It's coherent teams of people and neighborhoods in all walks of life. So let me say again, the Chicago Bulls have given America a lot of thrills. They've given Chicago a lot of pride. They've produced perhaps the greatest basketball dynasty ever, and perhaps the greatest basketball individual feats ever. But more than anything else, they've given us the sense that when people do things together, a lot more is possible. Now, I'd like to introduce now Jerry Reinsdorf so we can go on with the rest of the program. And meanwhile, I want you to know that in 6 months, I'll be as good as new and available for the next draft. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you for inviting us to your home. As you alluded to, you were invited to our home last summer, and you brought your team, and then a couple months later, you won the championship. And so we hope that we can follow up our visit to your home with another championship. In fact, we kind of like to retire the trophy and have everybody else start playing for something else. I have a couple of tokens for you. I'm sure the last thing in the world you need is another watch, but we have one commemorating our 4 championships with the Bulls logo and the 4 trophies. And we hope that you will wear this Chicago Bulls jersey when it gets a little cooler here in Washington.
Think I'll be safe in this in Washington?
I think you will be safe because I think Chicago Bulls are everybody's team. So, and at this point, I'd like to bring up a couple of other fellows that are somewhat familiar. Our coach, the best coach in the NBA, Phil Jackson, and our two co-captains. Scottie Pippen and Michael something or other.
Look at those shoes, man.
Mr. President, we brought a jersey along, seeing you had a great repeat. It happened in Chicago at the convention. We thought we'd bring you a jersey from the Chicago Bulls. Actually, it's Randy Brown's number, so wear it well.
Do I have your permission? Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
You guys aren't going to speak?
No.
You got to say something. Come here, Scotty. Say something. Everybody from Arkansas talks. You have to-
Well, it's a great honor for me to, I guess, be on this grounds and have this opportunity to speak. I always tease my teammates that, me and the president are homeboys, and I ask them to conduct themselves in a great manner anytime they see the president or the first lady. So it's a great honor, Mr. President, for us to be able to bring the championship, and congratulations to you on your next 4 years in office.
Well, it's great for me to be here. I think I'm very nervous. I've never really had the opportunity to stand to such a prestigious man, and he means a lot to the country. And when Scotty starts to talk about his relationship with his homeboy, I live in Chicago now, and Mrs. Clinton is from Chicago, so I think I have more insight to a lot of the decision making than Scotty. So I'm happy to say that. Thank you very much.
I want to thank again all the people from Chicago for coming. I want to say how proud, I can't help but say that all the people that I know, and I know half the town from the little community in southeast Arkansas where Scottie Pippen grew up, are still wildly proud of him. So it's okay for somebody outside Chicago to like that. And I want to say to Michael Jordan, I like your two-tone shoes. When I was growing up, all well-bred young Southern boys learned to wear two-tone shoes in the springtime. And I'm glad you kept up the tradition. And finally, I'd like to thank the Bulls for being so good to Hillary when she visited them at the United Center recently. And that night, she got Dennis Rodman's jersey. It is now freshly washed and hanging in the White House in a place of honor. Thank you very much.
We get Jordan shoes, I appreciate it. What a day it's Friday. Well, do we get to go inside or what? Do we get to go inside? I don't know. None of the president's working. So it's been whatever there is. Yeah, we should say hello to him. You're doing the wedding of a good friend of mine. Yeah, it's very good friend. That's great. What I heard you were doing that. That's for sure. That may be beyond. No, I think that's beyond. Yeah, that's beyond your role with this. We gotta say hi to Mara. I know. Did you see number 2? We need to catch up.
How about Carol?
You all know what you got to do. Work together. We had so many head-on spots.
Sure. We're both from DC. Richard. Stuff like that. No, we're just sort of president. Oh yeah. Talking to Daly. Thanks a lot. Good luck. You got a few things signed, yeah.
We're all delighted to be here with our Secretary of Commerce, Bill Daley, and half the city of Chicago. It's coming. Everybody from Chicago, please, raise your hand. You recognize, stand up, that's good. And it's sort of become my adopted big city. And around here, we like it when the Bulls are doing well, which means that no matter what's in the middle, this is a team that plays great defense as well as great offense, and a team with a great sense of teamwork. A team that plays together and works together and tries to win the greatest basketball individual feats ever. But more than us, the sense that when people do things together, a lot more is Jerry Reinsdorf, so we can go on with the rest of the program. And meanwhile, I want you to know that.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you for inviting us to your home. As you alluded to, you were invited to our home last summer, and you brought your team, and then a couple months later you won the championship. And so we hope that we can follow up our visit to your home with another championship. In fact, we'd kind of like to retire the trophy and have everybody else start playing for something else. I have a couple of tokens for you. I'm sure the last thing in the world you need is another watch, but we have one commemorating our 4 championships with the Bulls logo and the 4 trophies. will wear this Chicago Bulls jersey when it gets a little cooler here in Washington.
Think I'll be safe in this?
I think you will be safe because I think Chicago Bulls are everybody's team. So, and at this point, I'd like to bring up a couple of other fellows that are somewhat familiar. Our coach, the best coach in the NBA, Phil Jackson, and our two co-captains. Scottie Pippen and Michael something or other.
Mr. President, we brought a jersey. Actually, it's Randy Brown's number, so very well.
It's great for me to be here. I think I'm very nervous. I've never really had the opportunity to stand for such a prestigious man.
Still a wild and proud. It's okay for somebody outside Chicago. And I want to say to Michael Jordan, I like your two-tone shoes. When I was growing up in tradition. And finally, I'd like to thank the Bulls for being so good to Hillary. She visited them at the United Center recently. And that night she washed and hanging in the White House in place of honor. Thank you very much.
Yeah, so I'm back.
major grace. This company, yeah. No kidding.
I got it. 30